Hello, I hope all is progressing well. Welcome to I Don't Know, We Can Talk About It, where we discuss myriads of topics civilly, reasonably, and responsibly. My name is Kevin Dufresne. Our two topics today regard sports in different capacities. The articles are not complete profiles of individuals, though branch from efforts from individuals in different ways. So the first article I am going to address really engages with the sphere of athletic directors and how that breakthrough of an individual is being impactful in the community of which the athletic director serves. I think the details are details, which may coincide with many different factors. So I really want to address the importance of how population shifts may come into play with participation of sports and how the resourcefulness of implementing sports may bring about different parameters for comprehending what any school embracing catering to sports environments may be able to do so as to ensure that sports are receiving more of a well-rounding attention than only catering to sports that are of higher populations of participants. Now, recognizing the dynamics of sports participation may be in tune with a reality that individuals have more options of what to do that may be more in alignment with individuals' interests. More so, a lack of awareness of a variety of sports, even newer sports, and how these sports translate into other spheres like college or spheres external to educational environments brings about an opportunity for an educational environment to embrace new sports, though brings about a space of which may find a different pathway. So an individual may not necessarily approach an interest that may not be of one's awareness, especially if without understanding what may be in connection with a particular pathway at a latter point. One may find sports that have a history of being around, growing in popularity in educational environments. And one may recognize the dynamics of behavior may actually well support a particular sport that is yet to reach an environment. So I think athletic directors have opportunities to tend to sporting differently, particularly per area. More so, I think any educational environment that may be experiencing observational details in decision making for what may be possible across educational environments may find opportunity in embracing different types of sports. Sports that may not be as popular, though have relevant pathways to bring individuals' interests in tune with awareness that is yet to be. I think being able to address these dynamics brings about a different route of resourcefulness, which is not to undermine observational details across educational environments, observing the physical dimensions of a space, the environmental design in relation to the athletic realm. It is to engage with the possibility that more growth is possible through a different dimension that may not be as popular, though may prove as impactful and valuable to an educational environment, if not more than a popular sport might within an educational environment. I think offering these dynamics are extremely important. Additionally, I find the reality of sports that exist outside of educational environments that might seem to be more of recreational dimensions, in tune with multiple sports in a category, fit the bill of decathlons, multi-sport events, and may find pathways through educational environments. I think there are a lot of ways to implement different types of sports, different types of activities in ways that are abundant and impactful and valuable that might not be receiving as much attention as a different popular sport might be. The second article brings to the conversation eSports, which in the article historically resembles the advent of gaming to an extent of belief, though the belief of the subscribing individuals in the efforts to grow eSports proves valuable practically. And I think the dimensions of connecting industry are very present with these dynamics. Ensuring individuals are aware of pathways connecting through eSports is so in line with bringing about well-rounding education. And the dynamics of a field are very present in the programming. So individuals that engage with eSports may be able to note other areas of eSports which are viable, which are available for building a life of one's own, being able to support oneself, being able to garner experience in a particular way. The dynamics of sports are so valuable because the area of extracurricular activities has so many activities that actually have value outside of an educational environment. What one may be able to do with eSports may differentiate with that which one may be able to do with board games, though there are routes available for both for individuals to partake of in competitive avenues as well as skill building avenues. Similarly with card games that are not in alignment with gambling or betting. So one may consider trading card games, for example, of which individuals may be able to engage with in an academic environment in a way that may bring awareness to other dimensions, other fields of the recreational activity. The reasoning for mentioning these other dynamics of recreational activities is because one may recognize resources to be a factor in establishing what may seem to be ideal for a location on the basis of what one may be reflecting on in connection with popular dimensions. Now, if one may observe what is available in an environment, one may observe how cost-effective implementing a sport like bocce ball might be in an environment that may bring individuals to connect differently with bocce ball. How implementing a pool table or so might be to engage individuals with the dynamics of that sport. And I think a different area of awareness comes about to addressing learning the individuals that assist with planning the events and running the events. So as one may address the eSports heavy article, one may recognize different dimensions available through eSports that are not only relying on one being a gamer. There are many dimensions to address that connect across industries that individuals may be able to learn more about if an educational environment is willing to have the resources available, one, knowledge-wise, prior to even having a physical parameter. So individuals may engage with possibilities of interest even before jumping into an activity which may be enjoyable, though may not necessarily be in complete alignment with one's immediate interest or immediate activity, especially if connecting the knowledge-based portion. So I think the reality of sports growth is extremely wonderful. I think being able to have access to recreational activities is extremely wonderful. I think more opportunities are available with well-rounding recreational spheres in educational environments. There are some awesome games that have awesome competitions outside of educational environments, that have systems of functioning outside of an educational environment, that may actually receive wonderful bolstering through educational environments and may actually bolster educational environments if awareness of these dynamics, of these recreational activities, of these games, of these sports comes into educational spheres, so that individuals may systematically, functionally reap the benefits of embracing these new dimensions of awareness. The other dynamic to consider with the shifting population is engaging the possibilities of connectivity with other areas that may be farther along the road in an educational journey, or that may be alongside the road of an educational journey. So individuals may find a different dynamic of participation, of competition, because of having the collaborative elements in tune with the skill building that happens with the particular area. All right, it's time for some origami. First, going to have a square sheet of paper. And we can fold the sheet both ways. We're primarily going to fold this one way. After we make this initial fold here, we're just going to fold the crossway, then follow through with bringing in the points of just opposing sides together. As you can see here. So you don't necessarily need that second fold, the initial fold of the other edge, though, as you can see, the first fold gives me the line to work with, and the inner fold will help out later for the bend. So next, we're just going to bring the folds again over the prior ones. We're going to do this 2 more times for both sides. So I'm just going to fold it up to the middle line. Now, this might be more of a stylistic choice, as one may be able to see. My sides here are actually not even, so if the folding has one side even and the other side even, don't feel any pressure to fold it again. Though, if you do fold it again, keep in mind, we're going to open this completely. So, I'm going to just fold it again. Here. Don't worry about it, because we're going to meet these folds in the middle again. Ready? So here I fold it. One side is even, the other side is not matching evenly at the arrow point. So that's all right. Again. If you fold it up, you'll be fine. We're gonna unravel this again. All right, so now, after this folding, we're just gonna unravel everything. Okay. Next, we have many valley folds and mountain folds. So, valley folds are the ones that dip in. You can see it's dipping in. Mountain fold is the one that's popping out. So we're just literally gonna follow along. We're just going to literally bring them together. So if it's a valley fold, just fold it. If it's a mountain fold, then you just fold it as a mountain fold, okay? And you'll see many folds, some of which I think you can just go with big folds because some of these folds are in between and may prove a little bit tricky to navigate. We want to fold to the middle. If the folds break, then you can start again. Okay. Nice. Alrighty. This one down. Some of these folds are like uneven, and that's all right. We're gonna just bring it to the middle. Ready? Yeah. Okie dokie. Next, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So you just want to press it down real tight, press it down real hard before you go to the other side here. And you just follow in the folds. Okay. Follow in the folds. And some of these are like real heavy double valley folds, and that's all right. Some of these are real big mountain folds, like wavy mountains, and that's all right. So we'll come up here, then we're gonna just bring it down here, and we have one more over here, which is kind of interesting actually. But we have one more here from that last fold, from that final fold. So then what we do now is, and yours might come out looking as it's gonna come out looking, what we're gonna do now is take this portion, you see it? You see it? We're gonna take it now, that middle fold from the beginning, we're just gonna use that as a bending guide. And what we're gonna do next is, we're just going to wrap these into each other. And voila. You have a bracelet. A bracelet. Now, the bracelet is able to fit to a certain degree, like a big ring, though one may be able to take the bracelet around one's wrist, and the bigger the paper you use, the bigger you may be able to make the bracelet. All right, cool. I champion reading physical books. When an individual reads a physical book, there are a lot of health benefits long term. An individual whose brain physically changes when reading a physical book. And reading a physical book is a part of improving one's spatial development. Limitless. Jim Quick writes a book about addressing how to improve one's brain, how to nourish one's brain well, how to embrace dynamics of using one's brain to improve one's memory. And the text offers a lot of data for retaining information and offers many references regarding how one may address improving memory as well as address the physiological dimensions of one's brain health. One's neurological health is very important to tend to, and there are dynamics of addressing one's health long term that require one to be aware of dimensions that are in connection with the physiological, in connection with one's biological details. Of course, there are ways to address how to engage information and how one may use information to be better at using information intricately. So the idea is to implement strategies so one may be able to operate with details better. Even so, there are clear parameters of which individuals need to address regarding self, regarding healthfully progressing well, that the text does not overlook. The text engages with, and I think the text offers valuable information for individuals to grow more aware of what is possible with one's neural abilities, if one will. Thank you for joining. I don't know. We can talk about it. Onward and Upward, Kevin Dufresne.